Good morning, Dan. It's Friday, September 12th. So today's been a day of taking care of business for me. It's one of those days where I did laundry, I cleaned my room, I made some food, I'm probably going to go grocery shopping, I'm going to see some friends, and I'm going to take care of the YouTube business that has not yet been done. There's a lot of questions that have been floating around out there because I haven't answered them. Apparently I'm the bad brother. I just get so much stuff on my mind that I want to talk to you about, and I only give myself 4 minutes to try and talk about it, which is for a very good reason. I think it mostly comes down to just the fact that I only have an attention span that can last about that 4 minutes. Even trying to watch my own videos for editing purposes, I'm like, oh good lord, I cannot do this again. And if I let myself talk for longer than that time, oh, it'd be the longest video ever, because I cannot shut up. First thing I wanted to talk about, September 11th. And I know I said I was going to try and go back to the funny and entertaining videos, but it is kind of important to talk about September 11th. Although in its own way, this is almost funny. Not that September 11th is funny, just my remembrance of September 11th. I kind of stayed out late the night before, and I was sleeping in. I wasn't getting up early because I had plans that day to go out to the Puyallup Fair with the girl that I was dating at the time, and Mom came into my room and woke me up. Yeah, I was still living at home right then. And a little bit about me is that sometimes I talk in my sleep, and particularly I'll have conversations with people when I'm in that weird sort of half-sleep, half-awake state. So when somebody comes in to wake me up in the morning, if they're like trying to have a conversation, sometimes I'm responding. And Mom and Dad, to try and get me, used to make up stories. Sort of the more outlandish the better, that way they could tell if I was actually functioning and paying attention. So I was with it just enough to understand when they were telling me that planes had just crashed into the World Trade Center and that it was this huge deal. I wasn't with it enough yet to realize that they were serious, until I turned on the news and that's all that was happening that day. Kind of created a strange sense for the rest of the afternoon. Went to the Puyallup Fair still, but it wasn't quite the same thing. I do remember it's one of the first times that I've ever seen someone actually standing on a street corner trying to sell a newspaper, like really like, headlines, read these. Thing 2! Camera battery. Yeah, no, special kind of battery. You gotta, like, put it in a thing, and it's attached to the wall, and it takes, like, an hour and a half to charge it up. Which is both awesome and terrible. What I love about it that's awesome is it's rechargeable! I'm not wasting a lot of batteries. What is terrible is if I forget to charge it, then it has no battery whatsoever. Alright, we've had thing 1 and thing 2, now thing 3! What I've learned from plays. Oh, best way I can sum this up is I've learned to be a better person from plays. A lot of this just has to do with exploring myself. You know, it's getting that whole, like, in-touch actory thing. But more than that, I mean, that exists, too. And then there's also the history lessons and, like, learning. Like, I've done more research because of plays than I have because of, like, papers or reports in school. But on the whole, becoming a better person, a lot of that has really just come from the fact that, I mean, you spent about a good 2 months, and you definitely have to quickly get to learn to get along. And the only way to do that is to make yourself a likable person. And I happen to think of myself as a relatively likable person. Okay, maybe a very likable person, but that is just me. My opinion, not anybody else's. 4. If you were to be recognized by posterity for one thing, what would you like to be known for? So if I was going to be known by all future generations for one thing, being awesome, like perhaps the most awesome person ever, that'd be pretty cool. I don't think that I can actually claim that title, but if I could just make it that that's what people would know me for, they'd look back and they'd be like, oh, George Washington, father of our country. Oh, Neil Diamond wrote music. Why did I choose Neil Diamond? They're coming to America. And Paul Purvine for being awesome. I like the ring of that. I can take it. So best of luck answering the question for posterity. Guess technically these videos are for posterity. I will see you on Monday. Now I really know which way I'm voting.